today starting a startup has become a trend. It's more like a fancy thing where people think it's all fun to start up, raise funds, and it started being a trendsetter nowadays. But I'm sure you had your own ups and downs. So, like, what's the worst thing that happened in your entrepreneurial journey?
Uh, Definitely, the startup world is very fascinating, and these days the youngsters are very impressed with the startup ecosystem. And the poster boys of the funded startups are the heroes of the country. But the pains, the sorrows which they usually feel, these are at the back of the dark sides of the entrepreneurship. That's not quite open into the market, because out of 100, only one or two startups gets that tag, and 98 to 99 startups get failed. So, if you ask me personally, then it happens many times when you get depressed, you get demotivated. But being a CA, the journey of a CA is quite such where we usually get demotivated, depressed sometimes. But the passion and the aggression to revive back and the resilience has always kept me high. Okay, I need to bounce back and I need to achieve my targets and goals. So in the same way, the entrepreneurial journey also there were several ups and downs, and sometimes I'll share one of the incident when something happened. So I was driving my car and something came into my mind. So I was crying in the car and I'm saying something to the God, ki why this is happening or something, why it's not working out when I'm making so much effort. So you need to cry alone only, because you can't cry in the family, you can't cry in your friends, because you have a lot of people who are taking inspiration from you. So it's okay if you cry, if you feel demotivated, if you feel depressed for some time, but it shouldn't be a lifelonger, or it shouldn't be for a longer period. You shouldn't be feel like you cannot do anything, because you don't lose when you get down. When you give up to stand out, then you lose.
Very nicely explained, Abhishek ji, that we should never give up, especially when we have dreamed of something, we should, carry on with it. So, also in lockdown, you started another startup called Bellarano. What is it all about, and why did you thought to start up? What, clicked you in during the lockdown time?
So it's like that. Being an entrepreneur isn't always an entrepreneur. So during the lockdown, once everything got stopped, we are all tied up in home. So I'm not such a kind of person who just sit around and sleep into the home and relax. So rather than, I thought to utilize this timing to build up some other company where I see the opportunities and as I said earlier, also the entrepreneur journey is all about the risk and rewards. So I thought to build one more technology company where I can scale up that company. So I found a gap in the tech industry, and so I did the market research and the complete journey of the product from idea to the execution phase in the COVID time. And so the Bilano came up that point of time, and Bilano is a knowledge-based scholarship platform. It's India's one of the, I'll say the India's first scholarship platform where multiple learners compete with each other at the same time on the same subject, and the topics are non-academic basis. It's a quiz where 5 to 10 minutes users take, and where they pay a small fee of 10-20 rupee, and they on the basis of the speed and accuracy they get a reward. That is the scholarship. So it's a motivation factor for the scholarship. We took it, and like in any other gaming company, most of the youngsters and the people are more involved into the gaming. So we thought, why don't we change the consumer behavior from the gaming industry to the education industry, where they can get a reward as well as a motivation, and they get the learning and knowledge updation as well. That is lacking something into the our ecosystem. So I built that company.
Also, recently, your startup also got live on national TV channel. So, how you made till there? What made you, go on to the TV channel?
Right. So we are coming up with an event called Generation X Stars, and it's a quiz where the topic is cybercrime and internet ethics. So that is happening on 10th of August 2021 at 7 p.m. on app.bilano.com. So the News Nation, we talked to them, and we collaborated for a event, and we got featured in their event on a live session where we talked about what is Bilano, why we are building this company, and what the event is all about. because the topic of cybercrime is quite a sensitive one. So the knowledge of the cybercrime intelligence has to be imparted into the general public. Most of the people know that what is cybercrime, but they don't know the basic problems, what they are facing exactly, and how they are getting trapped into it. So we'll give the ebook to all our registrations, and out of this, the questions of the quizzes will be asked, and they will be rewarded with a 50,000 cash scholarship and different vouchers. So the
Wow.
idea of this whole concept is liked by the News Nation, and they thought to feature us on their channel. So
Wow.
that was an
Wow.
amazing experience.
Yes, that's totally amazing. And I'm sure
And the
it would be
journey of
helpful.
and the journey of yeah, yes, and the journey of Vilano is just a 6, 7 months old. We founded this company in October 20.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, what is the one piece of advice that you would like to share with the young entrepreneurs out there, like the core message to the young entrepreneurs?
The message which I want to give to the younger generation is never lose hope, work hard, dream big, start small. And the age of 20s is all about experimenting new things, learning new things. Even if you fail, don't give up. Try and try, because the life is so big. You can do job any point of time. Being an entrepreneur, if you are doing something, your own startup, then obviously maybe you will fail 1 or 2 times, but that doesn't mean you have failed. So you can try out, you can note down your mistakes, and before you go to the next your start up your next idea or venture, then you can obviously you should always remember the mistakes which you have done in the past. I'll give you my example, like in the Being Champion company, which I'm into clothing activewear. So when I started Learno, I took a pen and paper and I note down the what mistakes I did in my Being Champion journey. So when I was building Learno, I was not repeating those same mistakes again and again. So it's all about learning from someone else's mistake rather than doing same mistakes, repeating again and again. So that's the advice I'll give to you. Believe in yourself.
Great, great, Abhishek. You have really highlighted something wonderful that we should keep trying, and job is something we can start at any point of time. That's amazing. So, what has the lockdown taught you about yourself? Keeping aside the business aspect, would like to know how it impacted your personal life.
So lockdown has given one of the an opportunity. Same time you go along with it. So it's all about the individual's perception, how they take it. So if there's any bad phases, there are good phases as well. And the lockdown taught us very well to all of us what we are doing, where we stand, and what we need to do. If we are expensing more, then we need to cut down our expenses. We need to come to our basics that lockdown has told us. We are not going out for any movies, no dinners, no fun. We are trapped into home. And we can also we had a good time with our family as well. So the family time what we got, and the I would say जो एक्सपीरियंस हमें उस टाइम में मिला है, जो प्रॉब्लम्स हमने फेस करी, उसको हमने बहुत अच्छे से नोट डाउन किया, और सबके लिए एक ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज टाइम था जिन्होंने इसको बहुत अच्छे से यूज किया है. एंड आई डिड इट वेरी वेल बिकॉज आई स्टार्टेड माय जर्नी अगेन स्टार्टअप. So obviously most of us have reworked on our own thoughts, what we are doing and what we need to do further.
Correct. Very correctly
And
pointed out,
it's all
Abhishek.
about it's all about adaptability. Yeah, it's all about
Right.
adaptability. We need to adapt to the situations, whatever coming along to us.
Right, right. So many have utilized their time in reworking on themselves. That is also something very important. That's amazing that you highlighted onto this.